Well, hello everyone. Welcome to My Hobby Home. Today is day 20 of Missouri Star Quilt Company Jenny's Countdown to Christmas. So we are going to be doing this project. So let's get it open and see what we have. It is a crystal pincushion. Here are my instructions. Let's take our little pieces out. In our bag, we have a skein of embroidery floss. We have a crystal bead in here and a crystal bottle. So what we are going to do is, this project does call for a glue stick and a glue gun. I'm going to open this up so I can read everything that we need. We need 2 5-inch fabric squares. Now this is where our remaining squares for the Wandering Ways comes in. So we could get 3 projects out of this one pack. But I messed up and cut them all into squares. So what I'm doing instead of using this, because I am going to make another one of those mini bags with this. I'm not letting it go to waste. Y'all are probably going to hear my kitty cat outside. He don't want to be outside or out the door. I've got him locked out because otherwise he's trying to get in my lap. But instead, we had a table runner that was using the Kona Cotton Solids. I have some pieces of that left. I think that pink and purple would look good. That purple and green would look good. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use these squares. So that's the squares. We have the embroidery floss in the bag, the crystal base and crystal bead that was in our box, polyfill. I have a bag of polyfill here. You probably saw me do my little felt bird. I had to use polyfill with my felt bird. It says 1 2-inch piece of cardstock or thick paper. Now in the instructions, it did say that the cardboard piece on the back of your charm square, this piece right here, would work well also. Glue stick, hot glue gun, and glue stick. So here's my glue stick. We're going to be using this again. And scissors. So I have plenty of scissors right here near me. So before I even plug in my glue gun, I have a piece of parchment paper. I always put this on my desk. So these are other things that I'm using. I am going to be using my rotary cutter, or my round cutter. What is this called? Fabric circle cutter. I'm going to be using my fabric circle cutter. Parchment paper. I don't think I need my quilter's cut and press, so I can lay it off. I can lay it off of the table. So the first thing I need to do, I'm going to turn you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. I do need to plug my glue gun in and put it on the parchment paper because I am on my cutting mat. So hang with me and I'll have you down just 1 second. Okay, so here you will see all of my items that I'm using. I do need to move this out of the way, but first thing I need to do is, it says start by cutting and stuffing. So we are going to cut off the corners of the 5-inch square and make it a circle. So let me get a 5-inch square. Now to use this, you have to fold the fabric in half. I think I'm going to use the green. Okay, so I need to have a fold line here. Now this, what I'm doing is just showing you the Fiskars, how to use it. This Fiskars circle cutter. I'm going to lay my folded square. There is a line where you lay this. On the cutter you have a plus sign right here. I put the straight line at the fold, and I put the up and down line on an inch marker, because when I laid this on my mat, I laid the fold on a line. So I put this on the straight line. We're going to put this on the line, and we're going to put that on a 2.5. So 1 2.5 right there. So we are good. Now I'll take my cutter thing here, and I'll pop this off. And you have grooves right here where you put into the line, and I'm just trying to see which one, because neither one of them really just cuts the corners off. I'm thinking about doing this one, but that cuts like part of this will cut corners off, but it doesn't make a circle. So I'm going to put it right here. You fit it in that groove, you press down. Now this does have grips on it. Now let's make sure it cut. Let's put it back over here. It feels like it did. I am going to put the protective thing back on the bottom of it, the cap, because that has a very sharp blade. So it did cut it. So now we have a circle. Our next step, we need to stitch around the outside of this. We just do a really long stitch. It's just a running stitch. It says do it approximately a 1/2 inch away from the edge. I am only going to use 1 strand of floss. Now I am going to pull the 2 ends of the string down here. I'm going to go ahead and knot it, because I don't want to risk it coming out. And to do that long stitch, you just go in. See if I can do it where you can see it. You go in. And you know, we're doing it about 1/2 inch. Now, you can easily do it like this. Just do multiple on your needle before you pull it through. And I'm trying to do this where you guys can see it. And once you have a few on there, just push that needle on through there and pull it through. And because you put a knot in it, it's not going to go through it all the way. So I'm going to continue going all the way around, and then I will bring you back for the next step. I now have a running stitch all the way around my fabric. So the next thing we do is we gather the fabric by pulling both ends of the thread. Now this end does not have a knot. I'm going to go on and put a knot in it so I don't pull it out. So we will be gathering both ends and pulling the fabric. It says stuff some polyfill into the gathered circle until it seems full. I'm going to start out with this amount of polyfill, because this stuff will shrink up real good. Now I'm going to just keep putting it in there. Now it may stretch out, but that's okay, because you're putting your polyfill in there, and then you're going to pull that tight anyway, once again. You know, like, just to make sure it's good and full. I mean, if I pull it really tight, I think I want a little bit more in there than that. I want it a little tighter than that. So I'm going to loose it just a little bit and put just a little bit more. Now see, I'm just folding it on itself, kind of like you do bread when you're making a loaf of bread. I'm just going to push it in there, and I'm going to pull that string tight again. Okay, yeah, that feels really nice and tight. I don't know, I think I need a little more. Let's go in and just put it all in there. Just going to push it down in there and make sure the fabric is above it. Let's see, when I pull on my strings, I can push more down in there anyway, because we want this filled tight. Okay, this is make sure it's real tight before tying off your string. So I'm holding down here and I have my strings and we're knotting it up. You definitely do not want to let go of this because it will pop out on you real fast. There you go. So we got a knot in that. We got a really full. I'm putting another knot in there just to be on the safe side. So we're going to tie off one more time. Okay, so it says starting at the bottom center of the pincushion, run your needle through some of the fabric to secure the knot in place. Bring your needle. Okay, so I'm going to get another thread. So I'm getting another thread here. So it says go through the center, but make sure to grab, see how I have this? I don't have it closed completely, but I am going to come through the side of it over here and grab some of that fabric, and it says come up the center. So now what I'm trying to do is find the center there. But it says come over the center, bring your needle up and around. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to come back up to the center. So what we're doing is just going all the way around the pincushion, and I will pull it tighter, but I need it to come back up in the same area. Okay, so I got that to come back up. Now when you pull it, you have to pull it real tight. See, I'll come back around this way, and I'm going to try to just go straight. Oh, hitting that center is a little difficult there, because I want to hit it as close as possible. Now when you're doing this, it says go all the way around and to pull it real tight. So I'll bring you guys back once I have this done so you can see this part of it complete. This part is done. Okay, so what we do after that, if you have plenty of thread and you're where you're coming back up, you come back up in that center or close to the center. You get your bead. Let me find my bead here. I've got it here. I'm trying to find the opening. Okay. And you put your bead there on top, and I'm just going to go back down. This way you can see my little bead. It's going to come up on the top, and I'm probably going to run another thread through it. I've beaded enough to know that it don't hurt to have 2 threads going through your bead. I already have 2 threads, but I have 2 separate threads if I do this. So I got that second one put in there, and I'm just going to go down. Then I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to go in the fabric just to kind of tie it off, just to make sure that bead's not going anywhere. So our next step, it says draw a circle approximately. The directions do suggest using a thread spool. That's what I've done this time, because it doesn't need to be very big. But you are going to use this as a template for the other piece of fabric. And this says they added about a certain amount of distance to this. So I'm just going to draw this circle on my fabric because I'm wrapping the circle around that. So I am wasting a square here. Okay, so now what we are going to do is put our circle in the fabric here. We are going to use our glue stick to adhere the fabric to the back side of it, so we can wrap the fabric. See what I'm doing here? I'm just going around and wrapping the fabric. It's probably hard to see with my hand in the way, but this is the only way I could bring you guys down on it. So once we've got this done, we're going to use the hot glue gun and put glue on the bottom of the pincushion. That may be a little too much, but I just put a dollop on it. So we put this on here, and I'm going to press down real good on that. And this is going to be our finished look. So I'm pressing that real nicely, making sure that's on there good. And then what we do is we take this with our little circle there and just set it on our little crystal base there. And there is our pincushion. So guys, this is project, I think, number 5 for the Missouri Star Quilt Company, Jenny's Countdown to Christmas. If you are still with me now, give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the Missouri Star Quilt Company's pincushion. This is a cute little pincushion here. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.